Well, Monday means the start of hurricane season, and no one wants a visit from Anna, Bill, or Claudette, just some of this year's storms names. If you're in a hurricane's path and planning to leave your home, protecting your pets can be tricky and requires some planning. Bay News Run's Veronica Cintron found what hounds to huskies, short hairs to Himalayans need and don't need in an emergency.
Joining us now to talk more about this topic, SPCA Tampa Bay CEO Martha Bowden and also Pinellas County Animal Services Director Doug Brightwell. Thank you so much for your time. So us Floridians are very familiar in the summer. It can get pretty active when it comes to storms and bad weather. And you never know when there's a hurricane coming. Hopefully that's not something we're going to deal with this season, but you can never be too prepared, especially when it comes to your pets.
You're absolutely right. And we certainly learned with Hurricane Katrina many years ago that people will not leave without their pets. We think that's a great idea. Don't leave without your pets, but make sure you do leave with your pets and you have a plan to do so.
Tell me, what are the key things to keep in mind as a pet owner when you're creating that plan?
The key thing to remember, especially in Pinellas County, is make sure you know your flood zone and make sure you evacuate. Take your pet and all of the supplies and essentials that we'll go over here on that evacuation trip out of the county or to a higher part of the county. Do not leave your pets at home. Do not leave them unattended because there's not an ability for us to go back and get them after you're gone.
And I guess the big question I would ask myself, I have a dog, Gizmo. I love him. You would wonder, I suppose, which shelters take in pets and which don't allow pets, or do they all allow pets?
There are only 3 pet-friendly shelters in Pinellas County. There's one in St. Petersburg, there's one in Clearwater, and there's one in Dunedin. They're very limited capacity, approximately 125 pets per shelter. That is all the capacity we have for the several hundred thousands of pets who reside in Pinellas County. Very small fraction of a percentage that we have the capacity for.
It really should be your last resort. Your plan to get your family and your pets out of the county is really the best solution, because those pet-friendly shelters, they're very small. The space is very tiny, and you'll actually be separated from your pet most of the time that you're staying in that facility, just so that we can keep everybody healthy and safe.
Yeah, the pets are residing in their kennels in the locker rooms of the gymnasiums, and the people are residing in the gymnasium itself. And the residents are required to go in and feed and take care of their pets while they're there.
So for the people who might think, wait, well, if there's not a lot of space and we're going to be crammed, they're going to be separated from me anyway, maybe my pet at home and I'll try to check up on them later when I can figure some things out. What are the concerns there?
If you're in an evacuation zone and we have a storm surge, that home may be underwater, and if that pet is left unattended in that home, the outcome is very dire. If you're in a non-evacuation zone but you experience wind damage and that pet is home alone, that pet will then be free to escape from that home and be roaming at large, and the recovery diminishes greatly the longer the storm goes on.
Not to mention, I suppose, with trees down or power lines down, maybe you have no access to your home, so now this dog is going hours without potty breaks, food and water and all of that.
Hours or days.
Yeah, that's true.
And you've also got wild animals and exotic animals in the county as well who could pose a danger to any loose animals that are out there.
Wow. So when creating this plan, and I know you guys brought a couple of things to show us, what are the things you need to keep in mind? What do you bring with you? What do you leave behind?
Well, the first and most important thing you can do for planning for any kind of a disaster with your pet is ensure you've got good permanent identification. A microchip is wonderful, and many, many pets now are microchipped, but that's only as good as the information that the microchip manufacturer has on file for you. So if you've gotten a new phone, if you've changed your email address, if you've moved, contact that microchip manufacturer and let them know, because that's the only link between you and your pet if you guys get separated. If you don't know who your microchip manufacturer is, you can contact either of our facilities, any animal shelter or your veterinarian, and they can tell you who your manufacturer is, get you in touch with them, and you can make sure that your information is up to date.
That is so important. My dog is microchipped, but in all honesty, now I have to do that myself, because you just kind of do the microchip and you just kind of forget about it.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So that's really important. Good permanent identification is great. A tag and collar are also very useful, so we certainly encourage that, especially when you're looking at the potential of being separated from your pet. And then planning ahead, like Doug said, you want to think about, where am I going to go? How many pets do you have at home? And honestly, where could you take them and how could you get there if roads, if it's, power is out, if roads are flooded? What are your options for getting out of the county? And when you get there, where can you go? Can you find perhaps a veterinary clinic that does boarding in northern part of Florida, where you could go and have an agreement with them in advance to board your pets if you have to evacuate. Maybe a boarding kennel, a pet suites or some kind of a pet hotel that has that sort of setup, or even just finding a pet friendly hotel or motel chain can be a great option depending on how many animals you have. But it is important to think about all of the pets in your family and what they might need when you're traveling.
So we're not just talking dogs and cats here. You got to plan for the bird, you got to plan for the hamster and all of that.
Absolutely, because you may not be able to get back to your home, and it even may be a situation where perhaps your home is accessible, but let's say you're out of power for a week.
Yes.
What would you do in a situation where you couldn't refrigerate food and you needed to have access to water? You might have to leave your home, even though you have access to it, you might have to leave your home just to get access to the services that your pets need and your family needs to stay healthy. So you want to think about things like, obviously, the food that they normally eat. I'd suggest bringing some kind of bottled water so you've got access to it. Certainly their medications, any medications and notes about how they use them. Familiar things are nice. If you've got a small bed, small toys, blankets, something that makes the pet feel like, hey, this is my home.
That kind of change could give anxiety to a lot of pets, so that makes a lot of sense.
And certainly pet records. You want to have your veterinary records handy so that you can easily take them with you, and that way, if perchance you might have to leave them in a boarding facility or a veterinary hospital, you can say, here's proof that my pet's current on vaccinations, here's his health history, so he can be safe.
And how much of this should you bring? I would wonder myself, you just don't know how long you're going to be out of the house.
We recommend 3 to 5 days. If you're evacuating or even going to one of the pet-friendly shelters, if your pet is on a special food or has medication and you're going to be in the shelter with them, or a motel or any of that, bring 3 to 5 days worth of that necessary supplement or food with them so that you keep them on their regular diet, you keep their medication on schedule, and you're not causing other distress situations with them because of that sudden change in diet or lack of medication.
For the folks who might think that's great, as soon as I hear of a hurricane approaching the Bay Area, then I'll do the planning. Maybe not the greatest idea, especially because here we are familiar with the kind of severe weather that can happen any given time throughout the summer that can be quite intense at times. So when is the best time to put this plan together?
Right now.
Right now. In fact, both our facilities partner with Hill's Science Diet, and they not only support shelters with discounted high-quality pet food for animals in the shelter environment through their Food, Shelter, and Love program, but they also have the Pet Relief Network, and they've started partnering with shelters and first responders to help communities in disaster. So they're out trying to get the message out, working with shelters like ours that plan now. Think about it now. Don't wait until you hear about it from Klystron 9. You want to know about it now and be prepared so that when it does happen, you're ready to go.
Yeah, and it's just not as simple as saying, okay, I'm going to bring Gizmo with me and let's go when we have to evacuate. You have to have a plan in place. Real quick, if you guys can tell me about resources, if anybody needs more information to learn about the process of creating that plan and the options that they have in the event of an evacuation, where should they look for that help?
They can contact Pinellas County Animal Services, the SPCA Tampa Bay, Humane Society of Pinellas, all can guide them on what to put together in their kit and ready for evacuation. We recommend, just like your family members, your pet should have that go kit ready to walk out the door at a moment's notice.
Let's not forget about the little guys, right? Thank you so much, Martha, Doug. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
A recent Bay News 9 poll shows your neighbors are split almost evenly on preparing for the season. 28% said they already started preparing. 35% said they will start soon. 37% said they don't plan on preparing. Can you believe that? Bay News 9 has extensive information on hurricane planning on our website, by the way, and our exclusive special airs this weekend. Catch Threat 2015, keeping you safe, Friday at 7, Saturday at 7, and Sunday at 4.